Oh, so anyway, what kind of garden questions we got?
Sure. So we got Phil has a question. He wants to know, why are you pushing fertilizer for plants and trees this time of year when things are going to be growing dormant soon? They're going to be going to sleep.
Right.
And second part of his question is, he's used to getting a winterizer fertilizer
Right.
that specifically says winterizer, and ours doesn't say that. Ours all purpose. So he wants to know what's up.
So, okay, so commercially, a winterizer, so the industry has determined, oh, fertilizer's good in the winter. We'll make a special formula and call it winterizer fertilizer. It's a cool season release. It will become available to the plant while the soil is cool.
Mm.
There's two types of fertilizer: summer fertilizer, winter fertilizer. If you're dealing with chemicals, so petroleum-based products, your chemical fertilizers like your Orthos, your Scotts, your Peters, all these the name brands. They'll make two brands, two varieties. The summer one doesn't work in the winter. Winter one doesn't work in the summer. So you got to have two.
Okay.
That's why they've got two varieties. It works in the winter well because plants are actually extending root growth. They're actually storing up energy right now in their root zone to get through winter. So these plants aren't really going dormant. They're just shifting their energy from the top to the bottoms of the plant. Mm-hmm. And so if you know that, if you give them a little bit of food, they can do that even better. They can be even more robust. So if they have a real harsh winter, they can get through more. Mainly you're fertilizing now for spring next year. The plants will use the food that they pick up right now, that you're putting on the ground right now. That's what's going to form next year's flower and leaf buds with. Critical for spring blooming plants like lilacs and forsythia and quince and rhododendrons and azaleas. You can go on. And even more critical for things that are edible: fruit trees, grapes, berries, all those brambles, pomegranates. They need that to form next spring's flower bud. Okay, what's the difference between our fertilizer? Doesn't say winterizer. First of all, Phil, thank you for reading and listening. So I know it's a great question. But basically, organics are totally a different. They're more natural, and so plants prefer an organic fertilizer. Not just the plants, but your soil prefers organic fertilizer. So if you're putting down chemicals, let's say a 10-10-10 or 15-15-15 type of winterizer, your worms are not happy with that. Your plants are happy with that, but your worms hate that. Your mycorrhizal colonies, the things that are living, breathing in the soil that work in symbiotic relationship with that plant, they actually don't like it. So you need to actually put organics down. Even more so in the mountains of Arizona, where our topsoil is so tiny, so thin, razor's edge, that you can, a little bit of chemical fertilizer can do a lot of damage. And so now your plants become super dependent on you and that fertilizer, because you just killed off all your worms. You won't find any if you're using chemicals all the time. Whereas organics, you'll see the population increase. They work together, and the plant can pick it up. It releases over a longer period of time. It works in the summer and in the winter. So it's a cool season and a warm season. Organics are the way to go. And I would say we make our own here at Waters Garden Center, using the 744 all-purpose plant food. If you're doing organic a vegetable garden, we make a fruit and vegetable food. It's a little different formula with lots and lots of calcium. So that food is better for your edible things or anything that blooms, but that calcium brings out the flavor and increases the size of those plants. So you get larger flowers, which means bigger fruits. So did I cover all the bases?
I think so.
I could go into the science of how it interacts with the layers of the plant as well, but too much over the airwaves.
We'll pass on
Yeah.
that.